So, shall we discuss a question that would really help our relationship more?
Yes. Do you want to kind of speak about um how you discovered this and why you believed it was a good idea for us to kind of start doing
Oh,
this?
discuss it? Okay. So, I've mentioned earlier that during my single season, I would really like watch videos, listen to podcasts, watch some reels that will help me about relationships. So, even before I met you, or even before I pursued a relationship, I really trained myself to learn more about relationship. So there is this Christian couple here in the Philippines that I really follow in social media. Um, the girl, so a little bit background about the girl. So she was a former beauty queen, and I followed her because before she came to know Christ and accepted Christ in her life, she was also battling with bipolar disorder, which also the same battle that I had in the past. So, like, it's kind of comforting to see how her life turned when she had a genuine relationship with Christ. And because I followed her because of that, I also got to learn about the relationship that she had because she had been to a failed relationship and now she had her own Boaz, her Redeemer. So they are going in a mega church here in the Philippines, and I really attend to the uh, yearly that mega church are hosting a discipleship conference, which I attended to. So it's a really good church. That's why people or pastors from that church, I listen to them, and also to this girl, a former beauty queen. So while navigating to the reels, they were able to talk about this specific book that really helped them to navigate their relationship before they decided to get engaged and eventually get married. And upon scrolling through the questions from that book, I can say that, oh, it's a really good book because those are the questions that would really talk about deeply, not just a casual conversation of us asking how does your day goes, because we're dating to marry, right?
Yeah.
So we really need to prepare for that next season of life. Like we didn't get into this relationship without any plans of marriage. So we both know, like when we were talking early in our conversations, you know that I'm pursuing a dating to marry relationship, which is also that's your stand. So when I bump into this book and we got into a relationship already, that's when I introduced it to you. And I'm so glad that you agreed for us to answer those questions. So some of the questions might be uncomfortable, but uh, that's where you're going to find out if, or that's where you're going to realize or really come into a decision if you can bear to live with this person based on their answers.
Yeah, so far
Right,
we
baby?
found ourselves to be unbearable for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, like it really this got like the questions would really be uncomfortable at times. It talks about money, it talks about like uh things that you encountered in the past, like your scenes, and also uncomfortable past or like uncomfortable questions. But of course, when you were able to overcome those questions and coming to a solution and realization that, oh, that's your point of view, that's my point of view. And we should work together by doing this solution.
Yeah,
It's kind of nice later.
I agree. Like one of my favorite questions, or at least a question that I remember the most was and it's crazy because it's 101 questions um to ask before you get engaged. It's written by H. Norman Wright. Um
Mm-hmm.
I think we're at rookie numbers right now. I think we're at question 9. Um 9 out of 101. Um but something I really liked about it is like she's right that the questions do get pretty uncomfortable. A
Mm-hmm.
question that we had a little while ago was uh list 5 reasons why someone would want to marry you and 3 reasons
Mm-hmm.
why they wouldn't. And that was like a little intense. Um because like if you want to be honest with it, you really do have to be like your biggest critic, and you have to kind of reveal those things to each other. And there was another one too where it was talking about, I believe it was a non-negotiable. I have my phone right here. Um
Mm-hmm.
or I mean like question 2 is like literally talking about our greatest concern. Um like what makes us the most nervous when trying to um like start this relationship. It's definitely that was that was a little tough because we both kind of spoke about our the things that uh like our no-goes, um and kind of what we do to kind of combat that. Um
Mm-hmm.
but I believe we're on question 9, and yeah, do you want to start that?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
it a question that is like very uncomfortable question or a relaxed question?
It's probably like a good, on a scale of intensity from 1 to 10, 10 being like this is a pretty intense question. It's probably like a 6, or who
Okay.
knows? I honestly don't. It could be
So,
super laid back, but it could be something. But before we do like anything like this, before we do our devotionals or anything like that, we always take a moment of prayer.
mhm.
So um we'll do that right here and right now, and if it doesn't work, we'll just crop it out. Um
Yeah.
are you ready?
Yep, baby.
All right. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this
Mhm.
day our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into
Mhm.
temptation, but deliver us from evil. Lord, I just thank you for this trial run, this thing that's coming into fruition, my Lord. Father, thank you for allowing us to share what we do with other people, Lord. And Father, I just pray that it helps other people kind of navigate their relationships, but also give some insight on how we approach our relationship, Lord. Father, I pray that um, the our critics that we have, Lord, I pray that their mouths are silenced, and Lord, I just thank you for all that you do. Father, I just pray that
Mhm.
during this time, we can really get to know each other and really build upon this foundation that we have with each other, Lord. Father, I
Yeah.
just pray that we can uh, eventually get married. And Lord, I just pray for all good things. And Father, I just pray that this brings up a honest and healthy discussion about things that we need to consider. And Lord, I just pray for our family and our friends and the blessings and favor that you show us each day, Lord. Father, I just pray that we can have more opportunities with our work lives as well as our personal lives, Lord. And Father, I just thank you and I just pray that you bless everyone here. In your holy name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All
So,
right.
what's the question
The question
all
is
about?
question is
Question number?
uh
Question number?
9.
Okay,
9.
9. That's my birthday.
um but we hear a lot today about compatibility. What does this mean to you? Compatibility means being capable of living together harmoniously, getting along well together. It means to be in agreement, to combine well. It also means blending together so a relationship enhances instead of interferes with each partner's capabilities. A couple needs to work on compatibility in all areas of their relationship. Those who become compatible have certain characteristics or skills that help them develop compatibility. They flex, stretch, adapt, and change. There's no other way. P.S. Remember this too. Partial compatibility doesn't work very well. It only leads to holes in the relationship. Becoming compatible is a developmental process. But if someone doesn't know what compatibility is, how can it grow? Oh, all right. You know what? That's normal for technical difficulties, I guess.
Yeah, we had that
It
to
wouldn't
learn
be
how
a
to
it wouldn't be a
navigate.
full-fledged professional level podcast if it wasn't if there wasn't some sort of technical mishap.
Yeah, it's just normal to experience. Like it is normal to have your glass burst broken when you're a scientist. Yeah, it's just a normal thing that happen.
Normal thing. All right. Are you ready to move on to question number 9?
Okay, you wanna go first? You look so sleepy already
Uh,
because it's 8:22 p.m. there now.
um all right. So, we're talking about compatibility, right?
Yeah, what does it mean to you?
What does compatibility mean to me? Um
Yeah.
I think compatibility means um like kind of ease of working together and willingness to
Mm-hmm.
be with each other. Um if we think alike, if hi puto, um if we think alike, if we're even capable of enjoying like similar things and stuff like that. Um
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I mean it's kind of a short definition, but I think it means all of those things. Like our do our morals align? Do we is our do our goals align with each other? Um do our personalities, are they compatible with each other? Um um the not good parts of us, are they compatible with like the good versions of each other? Um I think finding um harmony and synchronicity in almost everything that we do. I think that's what compatibility means. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we're we're able to kind of like move like water with each other. You know, we kind of flow and we can move and we can change our form depending on the environment. And yeah, that's what I think compatibility is. I mean, I think we're very compatible for each other. Um, I don't mean to be biased. Uh, but yeah, that's what compatibility means to me. How would you answer that question? Or do you have any like follow-up questions to kind of get it more out of me?
Maybe later, if there are questions that comes into my mind. So for me, compatibility it's not automatically would mean like you're the same in all areas of your life because you're still two different people, two individuals who grew up in a different environment. Like, but it's a good thing that there would be things that would really be the same or things that you really like to do together. Like, it's a good thing that we're both into an educational work, right? But me, it's like being compatible is, should I put it into words? Like, uh, you're willing to work together against all odds. Like there would be some differences. Like of course we had been into arguments, right? And it shows that those arguments rooted because we have still differences. At the end of the day, we are still compatible with one another because we can still tolerate the things that we are different from. We can still come up into a solution. Like we can still tolerate each other. We can still just each one another against those differences or arguments that we have. So that's for me, that's compatibility. Like it's more of a mindset and willingness to work together with one another, not just with things that you're alike, but also with the things that you are different from one another.
Yeah, I would agree with you that it is like a mindset that you kind of have to like embrace. Um, and I do think like there are some people that just like can't be near each other, and
Mm-hmm.
um, but I think also do think that at a certain level too, like a lot of it can be kind of just like mitigated um with like kindness and gentleness towards each other or towards like a different
Mm-hmm.
person. Like yeah, like with our arguments, um we always um what I really like is that we always find ourselves like instead of us kind of like drifting away from each other, um
Mm-hmm.
we in a weird way, and maybe this is toxic, who knows, um but we always find ourselves closer to each other whenever we have
Yeah.
like a situation that's like kind of tense.
Mm-hmm.
Is there is some like there are tense moments, but at the end of it we find ourselves closer and we kind of know how to um really like support each other more. And I think that's like something
Mm-hmm.
that we both kind of do really well. Is I think because we're not looking for excuses to kind of end this thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying really hard to, and it's nice because it doesn't take like a ton of effort in at the end of the day. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
kind of just the right questions. Um but we're never trying to make each other feel like one of us is wrong and one of us is right. Um
Yeah.
I think
We're very in a harmonious relationship.
yeah, I think we do a very good job of talking about it like from both of our
Mm-hmm.
perspectives, and then from there trying to figure out a way to make both of us feel better and
Yeah.
how we can do it. And a lot of times it could be something as simple as just like, in the future just give me a hug or something, or just sit next to me. um
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so I think yeah, I think with compatibility, like communication is key. Like we have to talk to each other, we have to see how we're feeling, you have to care about each
Mm-hmm.
other. um and it's interesting, compatibility comes with like the three other COM words, I guess, like compassion, communication, and I guess like camaraderie. um um yeah, like I think it's very important to um or I agree kind of like with the idea of that it's kind of like a mindset you have to kind of put yourself in. And
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're an immature person, I don't think you're ever going to really find yourself compatible with anyone, if that makes sense. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think there has to
Yeah.
be a certain level of maturity that you have before you
Mm-hmm.
can even be compatible. Because I think if you're truly looking for compatibility, you're gonna realize that there's gonna be a lot of compromises that you have to make, and a lot of
Mhm.
I don't wanna call them sacrifices, but I think compromises is the right word. You know, with compatibility,
Mhm.
there's communication, compassion, and compromises. Um,
Yeah.
uh, and I think even though it's a compromise, maybe for you more so than for other people, you know, I'm speaking to like metaphorical you. Um, I still think it's a very good thing to do.
Okay, right? So whenever we talk about something that we argued at that specific moment, like whenever we come into a solution, so that's the end of it. No, not to the point that we won't be able to remember it anymore, or but we already learned from it and we already come up into a solution. So the next time that we have an argument, we're not being historical. You know what's a historical is?
Do you mean hysterical?
Like you're having no historical.
Oh,
Like you're digging up the history or the past arguments.
yeah.
We haven't been into that kind of arguments. Like the arguments that we have for this day is just for this day. You don't dig into the past arguments that we had before and
Yeah.
give that person or your partner their like you're not giving them their identity. Like you're so impatient. Like you were like this even before like that, blah 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 blah. Right? We're not giving our partner like I'm not giving you, you're not giving me a characteristic or an identity based on the past argument that we had. Because for me, saying that you're so impatient, you're so unloving, it's like you're declaring your partner is really impatient, right? So we don't try to dig up the past arguments that we had that's already in the past. We always focus on what happened, why we ended up having these arguments. And also too, I always love when you're still updating me where you are whenever we're having arguments and constantly asking me, do you want to talk? It's you never force me, and that's how you were able to get connected to me because I don't really feel that every time you have to force me, but you always show me compassion, love, and understanding while waiting for me to respond in order for us to solve the arguments that we have. Yeah, that's why I can say you're the best. Compatibility for me. We're so compatible. Yeah, like you can handle me when I'm having tantrums, and I can handle you when you're having your own tantrums. And we always ask each other, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" We keep saying, "I love you, baby."
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah. I think that's also
Mhm.
important important too, is to constantly show love and affection even when you're frustrated. Um,
Oh yeah,
and just remembering to have like a whole boatload of grace. Um,
yeah,
because at the end of the day, it's like there really isn't, if things are going well, then there really isn't a need for arguments or anything like that.
yeah,
And even if you get to a point where you're not happy, let's say in the relationship, then there's other things that you're probably like neglecting in that relationship besides just like
mhm,
saying that you're not compatible anymore. Um,
mhm.
so thank God for you,
And
honestly.
I, amen. And I think, baby, the reason like this, like really, we really like each other, right? And the reason like we haven't had any arguments wherein we won't talk for like a day or more than a day. All of our arguments have been settled uh, on that specific. moment, right at that moment, right? And that is because every time we have argument, we always settle it. So there's no lingering feelings of hate or uncomfortable feelings that happen because of that argument, right? So it doesn't build up a negative feeling with one another. So we still love to look forward to see each other every day, even though it's virtual. We're so excited to see each other. But I think we're still in 3 months of our relationship. But I think if we're going to be consistent with how we handle our relationship, we would really can tolerate one another for the rest of our lives. And also too, it's a good thing that we always remind each other that we are we are partners and we're not each other's enemy.
Yeah.
So if we're a partner, of course you need to choose. I need to choose you and you need to choose me. Like, what's the point of staying in this relationship if we would just be living with pride of I'm the right, so you should be wrong. So you should be wrong, so I should be the right person, right? What's the point of staying in that kind of relationship?
Yeah, there's no point. I mean,
Mm,
that's like honestly kind of like the foundation for like a lot of um yeah, that's sad actually. That's a sad way to be in a relationship.
I think the moment you will be able to say that you're no longer compatible is the moment that you're no longer willing to forgive that person.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean,
Even
that's
then
it.
it's like
Because
unless like they did something like
mm,
really unforgivable, um like there should always you should be able to find like some forgiveness in your heart.
yeah, babe.
Like you really
Hmm.
can't like
Even though
not forgive
it's
people.
too painful.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, because this is a covenant, right? It's a covenant not just between the two of us, but we're triangle.
Yeah.
God is on the top. So the more we get closer to God, the more we get closer to one another. Yeah, and you know what? Triangle is the most stable shape.
Yeah. It is. It is.
It is being applied in engineering. So we need to be in triangle with God.
Yeah. I mean, what you said makes complete sense because even if you're not a Christian, which I am a Christian, um like the morals that align with what true biblical marriage is are are built upon the foundations of what Christ taught us in the gospels and what Paul kind of further elaborated in Corinthians and Ephesians. And it literally comes with this. It's like um the more in tune you are with like you trying to strive to become like your greater self, and not just like your greater self, but you can't be as great as you can be by yourself. And there's no other way to become a better version of yourself than to meet like the same person in the exact opposite version of you and
Mhm.
really come together as one to really um become like the highest evolution of yourself. um
Mhm.
and it's not just trying to take this. I'm not trying to approach this as in a way where um you're focused on yourself becoming better. But if you're focused, what I'm focused on is you want to create as much goodness in the world as you can. Um, like literally like the foundation of like creationism. Um, I don't take that um theology all the way, but what I like about it is that the idea of creating something, like you have to be able to be willing to create a harmonious relationship with someone in order to create a good family structure. And in order to create a good family structure, you need to have certain like um ideologies within that family structure. And in order to raise good children, you need to have that good family structure. And it literally is like the more aligned you are with the teachings that Christ taught us, how to live, how to be humble towards each other, how to be compromising and at the same time unwavering with the beliefs that we have of what goodness is, because that's all it is. It's like you're just pursuing what is good and right, and not just honoring to God, but anything that's honoring to God is good for people too. And I think a lot of people don't really recognize that, where it's not like you're sacrificing something for someone else or for God just for the sake of sacrificing it. But a lot of times, whenever you go into these realms of compromise, you are sacrificing something that's for the better of the whole. And
Mhm.
a lot of times, what you're sacrificing is like a lot of times, this is a beautiful thing. Like, you're never really sacrificing anything that's good for you. You're always sacrificing something that's relatively bad for you. And in doing so, you literally like refine yourself. And I think marriage is kind of an instrument created by God to allow us to be more attuned with him, because there's no other thing that is like that allows you to do that. Like, you can't be a part of a brotherhood or a sisterhood to the same level that you can be like in a marriage, in a sense, or be together in a sense. So like you're never like um so I think that marriage is a beautiful thing, because it really, if you take it in stride and you really um do if you just do your due diligence and you do it right, it really allows you to experience things that are so close to God that you would not be able to do if you weren't in a marriage or a relationship where you're having when in a relationship where you're really working towards true compatibility um and um and
Mhm.
because like compromise isn't like an end to something. It doesn't end anything. It just allows you to share a road,
Yeah.
to the next destination.
Mhm. Yeah. It's a great discussion, right, baby?
What's up?
It's a great discussion.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching our pilot episode. We love you all the way from the Philippines and to California of the United States of A.
All
Yeah.
right, baby.
God bless you.